Welcome to Get Sports Focus. I got Coach Andrew coming up. He is going to be joining me in a little bit, but I just want to give a heads up. We have our big dog, Top Dog 10. Top Dog 10 is coming up this June 8th. It's a Saturday. 2 sessions. First session, camp. Second session, competition. So this is an advanced, this is really for the advanced guys. We're trying to look for seniors to be part of this. So if you're a senior, this is definitely for you. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, DNs, outside backers, even tight ends. Okay, so check it out on GetSportsFocus.com. June 8th. That's Top Dog 10, TD10 for the big dogs. And on the 9th, we do have Top Dog 10 for the skill guys. Details of that coming up in a couple of days, but just want to give you guys a heads up. All right, we got Coach Andrew coming up next. We're going to be talking about the Panthers, the GSF 7-on-7 tournament series that just wrapped up last Sunday. Yeah, we're a week behind. We had to take that 1 week off, man, because it was a lot of work. But we are back, and we're back to recognize some dudes and some teams. Shout out to all the teams that participated. We got the full breakdown with the current rankings coming up. And yeah, you're watching Get Sports Focus.
Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. Weightsandbars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
Welcome to Get Sports Focus. I'm Alf Joaquin. That's Coach Andrew De La Cruz. He is on his way to a very important meeting. And so we have a few minutes with him to discuss some things going on. Yeah. So the GSF 7-on-7 tournament series is over. We had our last tournament last Sunday, about a week ago. And congratulations to Family of Athletes, FOA, from North Salinas High, mostly from North Salinas High. They got some Alvarez kids there. They got some Salinas kids there, but they won the Super Team 7 championship. They beat West Coast Preps. They handled them pretty well. But in the Champion of Champions game, Activated, the third place team, ended up winning the entire thing. So they got the plaque, the shirt, and the $700 cash prize. FOA also
refund.
What was that?
$700 refund.
Yeah. Well, it's not actually a refund. It's more like, yeah, it was a prize. It was a prize. I mean, you did have to pay for the tournament to be in the tournament, but you got a couple $100 more if your team wins. So which they did.
Yeah.
They look good. They dominated. They lost to West Coast Preps in the semis. And one of the big reasons why they lost is because their guys started cramping up. But I think, they could have won that game too. Exactly.
Hydration.
Yeah. But Coach Lopetti, man, you're doing a great thing over there. Keep it up. You got some ballers. And I really like their young squad. They're very young, and they got some future stars in that group. So shout out to them. BA was part of their team. One of the best young cornerbacks or skill guys in the WCAL. They got Malachi, his son. Nano Latu from Sarah is also on that squad. Charlie Wiley is also on that squad. Like, that squad is loaded. And they didn't even have a couple of their main guys. So which goes to show like how talented that team is. But FOA, man, North Salinas, I mean, Coach David.
Central Coast. Central Coast is coming up.
Yeah, they are. My money was on them actually. I was like, I think they're gonna win it all, and sure enough, like they ended up in the championship some way somehow. There's some drama that I don't know if we want to go there, but all I gotta say is this: people read the rules, obey the rules, and everything would be fine.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that like, it's you kudos to you, you and everyone that's involved with the tournaments. It's like, as a coach that coached once, but like reading the rules compared to like other tournaments that we've been into, like these are really straightforward. Um, it's not hard to understand. That's number one. And two, it's like it it minimizes the amount of like arguments and delays during the game. So, it just makes things run smoothly, and that I think that's the problem that I'm at fault for it. Sometimes I don't read the rules, like, and I'll miss like a fine print thing. Like everyone's susceptible to that, but this one was pretty clear. And you sent it the week of. You sent an update plus rules. So honestly, at the end of the day, there should not have been any confusion whatsoever. Um, but do we? So does that mean activated is they are they're officially number one overall?
Well, since you asked, Coach, I might as well put this up for you. Um, the final GSF 707 rankings. Um,
Where did
yeah,
I end up?
we we were gonna discuss this anyway, but yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that the team that ended up being the number one team is activated.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yep. Activated number one. Well, we're gonna go from number 20. Not much change in like the bottom 10. Uh just because, like I mean, that's just how it is. So number 20 is 775 Huskies. They are from Nevada. Number 19, we got the TDC Corntown Boys. Number 18, CV Prep. I still think they're very good. They could have gone to more tournaments, but I know they're far away. 209 TMP, always have great talent. Purpose Field. I like their coach. I mean, they had some playmakers on that squad. Toa Strength. They worked themselves out and in and back out and back in. Number 14, Crimson Tide, West Side Crimson Tide. That's the team from Patterson. Coach Rob is he took his squad to like a few tournaments, and I thought they did really well, and so they ended up at number 14. Omari Carr's legacy team, they were in the championship in the Top Gun tournament. They are in number 13. Number 12, Prolific Star. That's a good group right there. They're young. I like their coach. They got some ballers over there, and they're gonna improve in the next couple of years. High intensity. High intensity. Actually, they were in the championship for the super team, but unfortunately, yeah, things didn't work out. And but they got some ballers there too. I like Coach Alex Son, Rue. He's gonna be a very good talent to watch out for this year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next. He's gonna be a freshman this fall. The Dogs, Jason Harrison, Coach Jason Harrison of Gunderson High School. They cracked the 10. They cracked the top 10. Let me tell you about him. This team. This team practice on a regular basis. They don't have like rated guys or anything like that. They just work together, and I think a lot of these things is like Coach Harrison. He's really doing a great job keeping his guys together. having them work together. Andrew Fernandez, he just had a really good showing out at the RVC camp yesterday. So, he posted some highlights, but I mean, Andrew's going to do well this fall. I think he's going to be a junior. And so he's got a couple of years, but no, he's been practicing. He's been working hard, and I think he's about to have a really, really good year. Get better, get beat. That's Coach Mann's team from your neck of the woods, right? Down in
Yeah,
the Salinas,
Monterey.
Monterey. Um,
Hmm.
Unfortunately, their season ended early, but they would have been, I think they would have been up there. They won 2 championships. They won the first 2 championships, Super Team 6, Super Team 5, and the NorCal shootout, beginning of the year. Number 8, we got DT Precision. That's like the all-star team in the South Bay right there. Loaded with stars, great coaches. I'm not sure if DT's still around, but Coach Omoko, shout out to Coach Omoko. He did a great job this season and the past few years, really, like putting the South Bay on the map as far as like talent. He's a really good coach. He's at Morehead State now, right?
Yeah, Moorhead in
Yep.
Kentucky.
He's at a place where he belongs, I believe. I think he's a college coach. And so we're proud of you, Coach Omoko. Number 7. Oh, it got tough. It got tough. 1 to 7 was tough. BD Prep. Young BD Prep coach David Shabaglian. Like, I like this guy. He's they're very straight. Like, they're good boys. It's like a private school 7-on-7 team kind of a thing. Very polite, well-mannered. I like this group. This group is gonna go far. I'm pretty sure they're gonna stick together. But Jaden, RJ, their quarterback, Caleb, like he's a baller. And all those guys go to Sarah. A lot of them go to Sarah. I know Jaden's I think he's at Valley Christian, but we're gonna be releasing our players of the year, our all tournament team from this past season. See, this is the thing, Coach Andrew. And I know, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, like, we don't just do things to do things, we do things with a purpose.
Right.
And one thing you can
Absolutely.
count on, one thing you could definitely count on with Get Sports Focus is like it's not like we're gonna recognize people. Like, no, it's like you show us what you could do, we'll make sure we recognize that. And so we're gonna be coming out with this all tournament team and some season awards, right?
Right.
Because what's really going on here is like I like the fact that we get personal with these teams. We get to know them really. So you're not just going to some random tournament where nobody really cares about you. We do care about you guys. So, and we love the fact that you come to us to compete in our tournament, and this is our way of giving back. So, number 7, BD Prep. Number 6, XIOS.
Yes, we stayed in the top
Team,
10.
the team that only competed in 2 tournaments. How? Well, they got a good thing going. They got ballers. And they showed it again. First tournament, they had 12 guys. This tournament, they had 7 guys. And 2 coaches that that are rookie coaches. They're actually football players.
Yeah, they're my football players with with the Panthers.
Yes, this is your team. Tell us about this. Tell us about your team before we move on.
About the Panthers or about the Sevens?
Well, no, your Sevens team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've it's been fun to watch. Like, our quarterback, Jackson Robinson. Like, he has grown a lot, and he's an athlete. Like, and for a guy of his size to move as well as he does, like, and he shows his athleticism. Like, he played defense when he really Didn't have to, but he just loves to be on the field. That's a guy that he's going to be the heart and soul of, that Christopher team. He's that guy that will definitely put the team like on his back, just because of what he can do. But you got a lot of young guys there too that like, don't really get a lot of limelight, like Josiah, Solomon, Ty Green. I had a couple other kids there. There's David Contreras. Um, those are all Christopher kids. And then I had one kid from Alvarez, Santiago, that was also there. So, and then the other one that no one knew was actually Jackson Robinson's little brother, was the other
Oh,
receiver. That's his little brother. He's going to be a freshman at Christopher, and he's going to be a baller. I think he's another kid to look out for going into high school. Great receiver, but he could also play quarterback. I don't think people knew that he could play quarterback too. I think he played in the One Vision game and he got picked as a quarterback. So
nice.
he's a it's a really good team. And we weren't planning on doing any tournaments this year. And honestly, and even my two players that coached for me, like, the last tournament at the Champion of Champions, they said if we just had even just one more guy, they would have gone all the way. But the fact that these guys played, all seven of them played the entire tournament and literally just like, you know, how far they went, made it to the second round of the playoffs with seven guys, that's tough. So it shows that the work that these guys put in, and like I said, I've said this before, like, we haven't done anything really like football specific. We've been just trying to get in shape. These guys are going to be in shape.
Yep.
So, that speaks volumes. Not saying that this was like a test, but it's a good thing to like take.
Yeah, we're losing you a little bit right there. But yeah, so XIOS is number 6, and they played really well in the last 2 tournaments that they participated in. Definitely deserved the number 6 spot, right behind West Coast Preps. West Coast Preps they deserve to be ahead of you guys because they've beaten
Yeah.
you guys a couple times, but you guys lost to them by a touchdown. You guys
No,
lost them by a
I thought it's,
point.
yeah,
By a
lost by a
point.
touchdown and a point.
Yeah, you guys lost them by a point the first game and by a touchdown, a late touchdown. So for a team with 7 guys, hats off to you guys, man. Your guys played really well. Your coach was they were great. I think the kids responded right away. And like we've talked about this, you guys didn't really practice, but you've been working out. You've been doing football stuff, and the guys really showed that. So, but yeah, we got number 5, West Coast Preps. Coach A Ray's done a really good job, along with Gregory. They have a good squad, loaded with talent as well. That's why they're number 5. They got to the championship, and I think they kind of overlooked FOA a little bit. They played well. They played well all throughout the tournament. Xander is a really good quarterback. Their quarterback from MA, Xander Eshelman. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll get it right. But Xander, we're looking at you, man. We're looking at you. We see you and all the good things that you've done. So they are number 5. Number 4, of course, North Coast Elite. They were in the championship 2 times, I think, 2 or 3 times. And I believe that Coach Lawson, I mean, he's got several guys on that team that's gonna go far and that's gonna do really well this season. Number 3, dropped down, lost the top spot. No Zone. We only saw No Zone once, and they were very, very, very dominant, and definitely deserved the number 1 spot for the longest time. But these 2 teams that took the number 1 and the number 2 spot really proved themselves well deserving of the rankings. FOA, they won the Super Team Champion of Champions, and they also won the Rapid Fire Tournament at Wilcox. They are number 2, and at number 1, Activated, the young team from, I believe they're from Menlo Park, Activated. So congratulations. We got more awards and more recognitions coming up. We don't just give away awards and recognitions. If you've been following Get Sports Focus, you got to prove to us that you deserve it.
Mhm.
And so I feel like the guys that the teams, these 20 teams deserve to be recognized, and obviously like the kids that we're going to end up recognizing definitely deserves the accolades. So yeah, congratulations.
Oh yeah. I mean, one of the things that like, you brought up is, and what I like is majority of the teams that are in this top 20 have kids on their teams that are either going into high school or they're still underclassmen. So that's just saying that the talent level, the talent of competition within the South Bay area, it's getting better. It's starting to, and it's now very widespread. Like Activated, Menlo Park, FOA, Central Coast, Monterey, Salinas. Um, but like you have the good majority of the San Jose, you have South County, you have some guys from the East Bay, the North Bay, Reno, Patterson. Like there's so much talent within Northern California now. So now as we transition to the football season, are these guys going to show up?
Yep.
That's the big question. And I think that's where like, a lot of people like need to like really understand is that 7-on-7 is a tool for you to hone your craft, build confidence and hone your skills so that you can use that during your season. If you're a 7-on-7 guy and then you drop off when you put the pads on, that's just you're just doing a disservice to yourself at this point.
Yeah.
I said it. I had to.
100% agree. So, but I mean, that's kind of like the main thing that we wanted to talk about. There are other things that we have on the list. You guys played yesterday. It's Sunday, May the 5th, but yesterday was May the 4th be with you. We were at SAP watching Coach Andrew's team go against the Las Vegas Nighthawks. Is it Nighthawks?
Yeah, Nighthawks.
Nighthawks, yeah. Uh, Pretty good game, I thought. Unfortunately, the Panthers came up just a little bit short.
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, we did. And honestly, like, it was a very hard fought game. Like we knew, I mean, we were the last two standing undefeated teams in the league. So we kind of knew like, what was in this game, but also understanding that there's a long season ahead for us. This is week 7. This is our 6th game. Like, um, so you gotta look at it that way. It's not how you start, it's how you finish kind of thing, especially with, professional football seasons. Like, we play 16 games, so it's a long season. So for those that are aspiring to play at the next level, you got to remember, right? Your regular season. So your regular season in high school, it's 10 weeks. You have 10 games. And then if you go the distance, that's where you get to 16. In the pros, you have 16 regular. Then you have, depending on what league, for us, it's 3 games. So it's first round playoffs, conference, and then the championship. So that's 19 games. And then, like in the NFL, right? What do you have? You have 16 games, 3 rounds of playoffs, then the Super Bowl. So that's 20 weeks. So for college and high school, like, you're just filling the regular season. So you have to really, I mean, you could say it this way, like you can really see like, how much taking care of your body during the off season and how much preparation you need for the season is going to benefit you to go the long haul. Um, which is what I'm trying to teach all the kids that train with me right now is what you do now. You don't prepare in the off season for the season. You prepare in the off season for the postseason. Let that sink in a little bit. I want everyone that all the kids that do listen to this, like understand that concept. Your off season prepares you for the postseason. You have to know that. So that's kind of what we've been talking about right now. Spirits are a little low, but we're gonna regroup. I think we just need to light a fire under us. But I think we're gonna bounce back. We have 2 road games ahead, and then we're back at home. And then we head into the bye week. So it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a long
Nice.
road. But
Nice. All right. Well, speaking of the season, though, I mean, there's been some modification of rules, I guess, that happened in the last few weeks. Uh,
mhm.
can you give us an update on that? What's going on?
So so I was reading on X, is it X or Twitter? X. I was reading on X and the CCS football playoffs it got modified this year to
Again?
where again. So Open Division 1, Division 2 will only consist of A league teams. Division 3 will have a mix of A and B, and then 4 and 5 will be B and C. Which I think that makes sense, to be honest. I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, but that means the level of competition goes up a lot. So that means your PowerPoints, coaches out there, your PowerPoints mean more because at this point, if you're an A-League team and you just schedule all Bs in your preseason or Bs and Cs in your preseason, that might bite you in the butt later because your ranking system, like your ranking will be lower because of your points. And I think that's something that you got to really look at now, especially since everyone is seeded based on your points. So if you're not getting like those extra points by playing like, the A teams or the ranked teams, that might bite you in the butt later. So I think that's something that raises the competition level. And then your preseason again should prepare you for the post. So I think it's good. I don't know. What do you think, Alf?
I think I like it. I really do like it. It makes sense. I mean, I don't think it's that much different from what's been going on, right? Best teams are always in the upper divisions. So,
I think they're trying to get rid of like these A teams that could fall into like D4 and
yes.
D5 and just run the table. Like you got to earn it, right? And I think that's what they're trying to do is like, oh, go earn your CCS championship. Like, yeah, it should be like that. Like it should just be based purely on like, this is the league that you play in. Of course, like, if you not saying that you will always win it if you're an A league team going down to like D4, D5.
Yeah.
It's just saying that your probability of running the table in that division is a lot higher.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I mean, the regular teams we cover, Sarah, St. Francis, Valley Christian, Bellarmine, SI, Reardon, Sacred Heart Cathedral, Midi. Why did I put Midi last? You're Midi, coach. You're Midi. That was not alphabetical order. No, I'm just saying, like, from the 7-on-7 season that we just wrapped up, just looking at the talent that is out there that are going to be on display this fall. Wow.
Yeah.
We're in for a very, very entertaining year. I don't know how the defenses are looking in the WCAL, but I could tell you
Uh,
now, there's going to be a lot of fireworks come fall. I don't know what the preseason is going to look like. I don't know what the first 3 games is going to look like for Sarah or for St. Francis or for any of the teams. But when we get to league, I believe the Padres are going to play St. Francis first game of the season or first game for the WCAL. Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of ballers out there. And
They're young
I'm
too.
excited. I'm excited to see it, you know.
Yeah, and they're young. Like they're all like 25s or 26s and 27s. Like
There's a
that's
lot of them.
crazy.
There's a lot of them. Obviously, we gotta mention the brothers. They've been
Which
blowing up
brothers?
lately. It seems
The
like every single time I get on Twitter
something's going
and
on
I
with the
look at my
Cahoons.
timeline, something new is updated when it comes to Jackson, Cahoon, and Chase Cahoon. Look at this. 3-star. He is now, I predicted that. I mean, I met these guys when they were in junior high, and I knew they were going to be 3 stars to begin with. But I mean, nine offers so far for Jackson. Air Force, Army, FIU, Idaho, Nevada, Sacramento State, San Diego State, UAB, Washington State. I'm not sure if this is updated because I'm pretty sure there's a couple more that's missing.
Think he got San Jose. I believe he got San Jose, or was that his brother?
I think that's his brother, Chase. He got
He
he
got re-offered.
that was
I think
his
that's what.
first offer at San Jose State. Chase,
Yeah,
a sophomore, the current sophomore, gonna be a junior. Um, he just he just got upgraded. Minnesota, he's a 3-star now. He's a 3-star linebacker. Minnesota, Navy, Nevada, Oregon State, San Diego State, San Jose State, UAB. Package deal, people. I see a package deal.
I do too. But I want to actually like point something out about like a couple of those offers. And this is huge. This is huge. So the armed forces schools, they're not just like, the armed forces schools, they're also very difficult academically to get into.
Oh yeah.
So you have to like, so here's another like, I like how I throw like little tidbits in there because this is like, if you're not getting an offer right now, there's this thing called being NCAA qualified, which means they have to take a look at your grades.
Yes.
From what I know, Jackson and Chase are very good students as well.
Yep.
Like they have really good grades. And that's the thing, like a coach will want to talk to you if they know that you can take care of the things off the field. Because if you can, then that means that they can just trust you to take care of things on the field.
Yep.
Save that little like tidbit I just said right there. Like that's a clip.
Well, there's
Like,
another thing too that I know about the Army and the Navy. They also have to send you a survey, I believe.
hmm
That that's like what sets everybody else apart. Like you have to fill out a survey and you have to pass other qualifications. I think there's a lot of health stuff related there. Like they want to make sure that, they already know the stuff that they found out about you, but they also have to make sure that you pass this other things that they're looking into, like your health and your vision, like it's some other stuff. So that's crazy. Yeah, it's just true. I think I mean, that's a lot harder.
yeah. So I think like, not even like when you see guys that are getting offers, like, like, and I'm not saying this is like for everybody, but it's also like you have to send your transcript in too. They
Yeah.
will ask you about your grades. I've I've seen numerous student athletes that they'll get an offer and they think that's the end all be all, and they stop taking care of the things off the field, and all of a sudden that offer's gone, and now you're at a junior college because you got to fix your grades. Not saying that junior college is bad, but that's because that's your only route because you
You
didn't
missed the
take care.
opportunity.
Yeah, once you get that opportunity, like you guys got to think about, right? Like once you get an opportunity, and this is like the same like when you play on the field, make the most of it. Do what's
Yeah.
necessary to keep it. Like the best thing that you can do is give yourself a chance. But if you take yourself out of that race, it's very, very hard to get back into it.
Yeah.
Little trackism right there.
Did you say track?
Oh, I did. What?
I gotta give a shout out to two of our GSF senior all-star players who are actually GSF athletes as well in their early days. Jaden Green from Sarah and Parker Threet from Bellarmine. They did really well this past weekend or yesterday or the day before, Friday. Placed 2 and 3 in
Two and
the
three,
100 meter.
100 meter and the 100 meter dash. Like that's big. Like, it's big. That's big. That's a good representation to show football players are athletes. They're not just football players. Like you can be athletic. Um, I watched the clip of that race. That was a good race. I thought Parker was gonna catch Jaden at the end, but Jaden just turned another gear over. But I got to give a shout out to the guy who took first. That guy is really fast. He's very technically sound.
Yes, let me look him up. I forgot his name. He was on the WCL Sports Twitter or X, but he's from Valley Christian. His name is Andrew Aburano. Sounds Filipino to me.
Sounds Filipino to me. But you could tell, like, you could tell he looks like a very like well polished track guy.
Yeah.
His start, he watching that clip right when I saw his start. Oh yeah, for the short kings. Well, Jaden's a short king too. But watching Andrew get out of his block start, I was like, oh, this guy's got it. Like
Yeah.
it was in the bag. Like right after that, I was like, oh man.
Like you say,
But
you know he's a track kid. Like
you could tell.
he's a young guy too.
Oh yeah, young kid. That's what I'm saying. Like these athletes coming up now, they're like sophomores and freshmen. Like, okay, what are we gonna do with this level and pool of talent in Northern California? Can Northern California finally put one together and take it all the way? In any sport,
I think so.
any sport. I mean, midi basketball, they came up a little short this year in the state finals, women's basketball. Like they had it, but and then for football, there was a lot of chances. Like, Soquel got one. Who else won from Northern California? Wasn't there two? Palma, I think it was two,
Yeah,
right?
Palma. I think Palma won state as well. It's gonna be interesting though because things are shifting a bit, and I don't know. I mean, the private schools are hanging in there. A lot of these
Yeah,
there's a lot of movement in the public area, public school area. So I think the next couple of years is gonna tell us a lot of stuff.
it will. And I think that's something that like, it's okay to like start honing in on like, your craft, like what you're gonna start doing and like what you see yourself doing. And I think that's the beauty of the off season
Yeah.
for any sport. That's the beauty of it. Like, you not at any point am I saying like, oh, you should be a one sport athlete. It's just that with what's available now, you can be because you're being trained in all aspects of athleticism and everything that you need to be a successful athlete in your singular sport. If you choose to be a singular sport athlete, there are still things that you can do to do it. But I think the big thing that multi-sport athletes learn and grow with is being a part of a team like year round, like that.
Yeah.
You build a lot of responsibility, a lot of I keep using the word confidence, but it's the confidence of being able to step up as a leader because you just have like that in the bag because having to be in all these different sports. Like you could be a captain in one sport and that will carry over to the next thing. So there's a lot of talent. I just think it's got to get tapped the right way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The this past tournament, this last tournament, there were several teams formed that were actually high school teams. So it was exciting to see, and looking forward to that next year too. I gotta give a shout out to the Peninsula Eagles QB and and receiver Derek Hall and Christopher Dormady. I think Christopher's the QB for Los Altos. Tall QB. He looks like a QB, and I think he could do some damage. But we saw a lot of talent, and they had one of the catch of the year candidates. We're gonna be awarding that too. Oh, I'm trying to think of a way to execute this because they're all great catches. We might end up doing some kind of a voting process.
I think it should be voted.
Turn it into a popularity contest.
I think you should. I think you should have a I think a fun one would be to like have the coaches vote on one and then do a popularity one. That'd be
Yeah,
a fun one. That'd be a good way to do it because it keeps everybody involved, right? Like you're keeping the coaches involved and and then now you're like letting social media like do its thing. So
yeah,
I think that
yeah.
would be so technically I think the catch of the year should be or play of the year should be two awards. One's voted by the coaches and then one's by the fans.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that suggestion, and obviously, the winner will get something special, something delicious and nutritious. You already know. Anyways,
A
so
fruit basket.
I mean, yeah, fruit basket, exactly. I mean, that's pretty much all we have for now. I mean, we'll get together this week, but I just want to call out Jaden Green, Teddy Chung, Jackson Cahoon, and Moose. We gotta get together sometime this week, guys. Gotta get together. Been doing this student athlete profiles. Obviously we talked to Parker and Coach. Talked to Coach Harrison. That was a pretty good one. I like that one. That was one of my favorite interviews right there with Coach Harrison. But yeah, so super team is done. Champion of Champions awarded. We got some content coming up. It's just like we still got to put some things together. And we do have to work, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
our photographer, Dennis. Get well soon, my man. Um, he wasn't able to make the tournament last tournament, but hopefully you get better. We'll see you next season, and go Panthers. Who do you have next week?
We're traveling out to Prescott Valley in Arizona, and then we're in Phoenix to play the Rattlers. So we're on a 2 game road trip, and then we're back home against San Antonio, one of the new teams in the league, for military night. If you guys want to get tickets, hit me up.
Yep.
I will take care of you guys, and then we're on a bye week, and then it's the second half stretch of the season to get ready to go back to back.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, if you haven't been to a Panthers game, people, get to one. It was fun. Had a great
They're
time.
always they're
Yep.
always fun. And I guess the last thing I'll say is like, now that sevens is over for pretty much everybody and spring ball's around the corner, that doesn't mean just stick with like what you're doing with spring ball. You still need to prepare. There's still time. It's May. You have the rest of this month, June, and July. You still got 3 months, 3 months to get your body right. Get your body right, get your mind right, get your nutrition and your recovery right. Like you have enough time. And if you aren't doing that, seek out help. I should do a Q&A. I should do like a webinar for student athletes.
Yeah, you should. I think that
That
would
should
be
be fun.
beneficial for everybody. I
Yeah,
think.
and finish the semester strong, guys.
Yep.
Please finish your semester strong.
Hey, Top Dog 10's coming up.
That
Top
too.
Dog 10. June, I believe it's gonna be June 8th and June 9th.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
it's
I
gonna
have
be
I I think I have mine like the week before. So you guys have chances. There's a lot of opportunity to do it, to get to figure out where your weak points are, figure out what you still need to improve on, and then also know that you still have time. Even after the two combines that we're throwing, you will still have time.
I'm just excited to see the senior group, the 2025. No, yeah, the 2025s perform. Because we're always looking for talent for the third annual GSF Senior All-Star Game. So got more details coming up regarding that. So appreciate you guys following along and watching this random segment with me and Coach Andrew. But you know what? I've heard comments from people that, hey, we watch your stuff and like you guys talk about some very important issues. The last one we did was, how to find a trainer. What's the best way to go about it? And we mentioned the whole certification thing, and I think that kind of got around. But it's true. I mean, I'm a parent, and I do your research when you're hiring an individual to work with your athlete. But yeah, we have a couple of things going on this summer. I know we're gonna have a 7-on-7 tournament, high school tournament at Oak Grove. Gonna be going to probably the San Jose State one as well. And girls tournament as well, sometime this summer. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, man. Thanks for coming out, or thanks for making the time, Coach Andrew. We'll do this again in a couple of days.
Yes, let's do it.
Bam.